So first things first, thank you all for 100 subscribers. There will be a face reveal at the end of this video, and I'm sure that somewhere in the comments there is a timestamp to where the face reveal actually is. Second, I want everyone to go subscribe to Mr. Bion69. But you have read the title, so it is time to get into the story of how I started cubing. This story actually is going to take us back 11 years to the Christmas of 2012. I had bought my dad a Rubik's Cube for Christmas, and then like any good 6-year-old son, I stole it from him. I didn't know how to do it, but I asked him to teach me how to solve a side, and then he did. So for the next 5 years, all I did was just repeatedly solve sides. Like I would solve the white side, then I would solve the green side, then I would solve the red side, but I was never able to get more than one side until one fateful day. It was the morning and I was eating breakfast before school and I was just messing around with the cube, and then all of a sudden I had the red side and the yellow side solved at the exact same time. This was the first time I had ever solved more than a side of the cube, and I was so proud of myself that I went to yell at my parents and wake them up because I was so proud of myself. Anyway, fast forward another year, and I had finally found a tutorial that was good enough to actually teach me how to solve a cube. I was never into notation. I never understood notation. I mean, I understand it now, obviously, but for the longest time, I just refused to ever use notation when learning how to solve things. But eventually I got this, and once I did get this, I was actually able to upgrade my main from an original Rubik's brand all the way up to the most advanced cube in the world. Another Rubik's brand, but this one was faster and had tiles. With this cube, I was able to get my time down to about 12 seconds, and 20 seconds average, 12 seconds being the PB. And it was actually around this time when I finally invested in an actual Speed Cube bundle. It came with a 3x3, 2x2, Pyramix, Megamix, and a Cube. I was a natural at Pyramix, getting sub 1s within the first day that I had my cube. And I had gotten my Megamix time down to about 3 minutes. Now, it was also around this time that I had started to reach out and started talking to some other cubers in my city. We had a weekly tradition where every week we would meet at Starbucks and cube and hang out and just talk together, share some ideas and some times, and do a couple races. But one thing that I discovered is big cubes. I learned all about 4x4s and 5x5s, and then I also learned about bigger cubes like the 6x6, 7x7, 8x8, and then 9x9, which I thought looked really cool, so I immediately bought it the next day. I'm now going to pause the story right here to get word from our special guest. Hey, kitty. This is corner twisted. Here, let's turn the camera over. There we go. Hi, cat. Here, let's lift it too. Aww. She's giving you guys a hug. Oh yeah, she's a lover. She's a lovey cat. Here, can we drop the tripod more? Let's maybe zoom out a bit. Here, I'll just move it back. Kitty. Kitty cat. Look at the camera. Back to the story. I had bought a 4x4, a 5x5, and a 9x9 online, and I got it within the next few days. I learned how to solve a 4x4, and funny enough, I actually solved the 9x9 before I solved the 5x5. Parity was painful though. I had to learn it very slowly and very painfully. And it was around this time that I actually started getting into some of the more non-WCA events. such as mirror blocks, the master morphics, Fisher cubes, things like that. And my collection was starting to grow quite a bit. My collection around this time was in the 50s, but now I have over 100. And about this time is around 2020-ish when I went to my first cubing competition. And then after that competition, they immediately stopped having them because of COVID. But this was a good thing. This gave me time to practice 2x2. I had just upgraded my main to the MS 2x2. And I started learning hundreds of algorithms a day, all of them in which I now forget and just use basic Ortega. But I was averaging sub 3 and had a PB of sub 1, so I was doing pretty good for myself, if I do say so myself. And then I took a 3-year break until the summer of 2023 when I started a YouTube channel and an Instagram for cubing. And that's kind of it. That's where we are today. We just hit 100 subscribers, and that is my complete story of my cubing journey. Thousands of solves, hundreds of PBs, more than 100 cubes in my collection, and so many more memories to create. And as promised, here is the face reveal that has been hyped up for over a month. Thank you all for being part of this community. We have so much more coming on the way, and we have a lot more things to show you. I hope that you all enjoyed this 100 subscriber special, and I also hope that you enjoy the 24-hour live stream that I promised you. I promised you guys a 24-hour live stream, but I didn't think that we would actually get to 100 before the end of the month. That was close. Now I have to do a 24-hour live stream. Have a good day, everyone.